Greetings from Pulse Agenda. Our guest today is Richard Davidson, chairman of the San Andreas Democratic Party. Welcome, Mr. Davidson. Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. First of all, I'm very happy to be here and thank you very much to your team and to you for this opportunity. My name is Richard Davidson. I'm the San Andreas Democratic Party candidate for Mayor 2024. I'm also the director of the San Andreas Port Authority and a state official, happily married and have a daughter from that marriage. I've been a civil servant and an administrator for a long time, and now here I am.
Mr. Davidson, before we get to the questions I have prepared for you, I have some questions about your party. I'd like to start with my first question. What are the main goals and mission of the San Andreas Democrat Party? How do you aim to contribute to the political scene in Los Santos?
The main goal of our party is to provide equal service to every person living in the state and to add value to our state and our city. The Democrats, as you know, have been leading the political scene in Los Santos for a very long time. And we want to take the baton from our past leaders and always aim to improve on the status quo.
Can you elaborate a bit more on your party's ideology and values? What policies do these values support?
Unlike others, in our party platform we have presented our values, promises, and policies in full detail and clarity. The ideology of our party is to serve the people without discrimination. With America, our beliefs, our ideals at the center of our hearts, what we stand for is making life easier for our people and improving their quality of life and their well-being. We've now introduced 8 new policies in about 4 major areas. Do you want me to explain them one by one, or are there any policies that you want to ask about specifically?
You can briefly mention a couple of them.
Sure. When we take over city government, we're going to introduce a number of new systems to maintain a transparent approach to governance. And to ensure that our taxpayers' dollars are fully protected, we will be able to track spending and tenders instantly on the internet. We are planning to create an American model for accountability. We also have a hospital project. The healthcare system in Los Santos, as you know, is not working in a correct and systematic way. Not every citizen has equal access to this service. Our economic committee and Dr. Gelfound, in consultation with our senators, have done a really detailed and useful program on this. The budget is math. We're working on precise measurements to make sure that no system is disrupted. And at the end of this, we will have a new hospital for our people. We will also give scholarships to university students who can't afford it and who will apply to us. The terms and details of this program will be announced when we transition to city government, but students can rest assured that we will treat everyone equally and not waste a single penny of our tax dollars. Likewise, we will provide internships for university students in city businesses and hospitals, and they will earn an income while doing these jobs.
Mr. Davidson, speaking of your projects, can we say that one of the current problems in Los Santos is the healthcare system? Do you know about other problems?
Certainly the healthcare system is a problem. There is a system where if you have money you can get health care, otherwise you are left to die. Pillbox Hill Hospital is a bankrupt hospital, and we're going to take it over as a city government. After we take it over, we aim to give basic health care absolutely free, while giving the most affordable price for detailed services. Speaking of other problems, the security of this city is the second biggest problem. Yes, I'm aware of the problems and I'm doing my homework.
Mr. Davidson, thank you for your answers. I want to ask you about another important issue. You have been very criticized by your opponent, the LGBT issue. What do you think about LGBT? What is your policy on that?
Criticized may not be the right word for it, madam. My words are being publicly twisted by my opponent and our people are being manipulated. Do you know the number of LGBT people in this city? In our city, according to the latest data, close to 1 million people belong to LGBT organizations and express themselves in this way because they feel different. These people ultimately have an identity and all they want is to not be discriminated against, to receive services equally and to create added value for this city. And that's what we will provide them. They will not be discriminated against. They will not be challenged. Their rights will be guaranteed by the city government. And while we're saying that, my dear opponent, Mr. Cooper, is making an outrageous statement that he is absolutely opposed to them. What should we do? Ms. Griffiths, should we kill LGBT people just because Mr. Cooper doesn't want to? Should we isolate them and force them to emigrate? Do you see any evasiveness behind any of these remarks? I've always been clear. When I'm mayor of this city, No one will be able to complain about being discriminated against, as Mr. Cooper said. The majority will never prevail over the minority.
Mr. Davidson, when I interviewed Mr. Cooper 2 days ago, we talked about LGBT people being able to hold public office. Mr. Cooper said that he would provide employment opportunities for all citizens regardless of their views. What is your view on that?
He's lying. Do you think a person with such radical ideas would employ people he hates? He accuses me of promoting LGBT. For God's sake, can you infer any encouragement from my words? He's softened his words because of the backlash and he's pursuing a new strategy. Let's look at his old statements. That's where the real personality of this man is hidden.
Mr. Cooper has said that he doesn't personally support LGBT, but he has said that no one can interfere in anyone's private life. He said that what he's against is LGBT organizations getting into schools. Do you think that's the case? Are LGBT organizations encouraging this to children in schools?
Yes, unfortunately. Would you throw away all the apples in the apple basket because of one rotten apple, Ms. Griffiths? That's how we look at it. LGBT people can represent people. They can protect their rights, but they can't touch children. We haven't seen that systematically in our state so far, but we won't allow it.
Can I also ask you what you think of your political opponents? What do you think of Mr. Cooper announcing his candidacy by switching parties?
Anybody who changes his mind that quickly, who softens his rhetoric, and who gives up his positions that quickly is certainly not a principled person. As he was on his way to becoming the new Adolf Hitler, he probably changed direction completely with warnings from his surroundings or his environment. For God's sake, how logical is it to create an organization called the Nationalist Party? Is America a nation-state? What nation would the nationalists serve when they took over? Wouldn't they serve the rest of the dozens of various minority groups and nationalities who founded America? Ms. Griffiths, when this continent was discovered, didn't the dozens of nations that poured in from around the world create this culture and make our country the most powerful nation in the world? The answer is hidden in these words.
Mr. Davidson, what is your message to the voters and the people of Los Santos? We can take whatever you want to add.
You may not vote for me. I understand that. You may not agree with our ideas and ideals. I understand that. But please think and analyze well when you go to the polls. Don't entrust our city to those who are playing dirty behind closed doors, who are capable of destabilizing our city for power and ambition on the back of empty and dangerous populism. I will serve you even if you didn't vote for me. I will serve you even if you don't like me. And in a Davidson, Gelfound government, no citizen will complain about discrimination. Everyone will talk about what they have earned. Thank you very much, Ms. Griffiths. God bless the United States of America and the City of Saints.
Thank you for your interview, Mr. Davidson. Dear viewers, Richard Davidson, chairman of the San Andreas Democrat Party, candidate for mayor of Santos, was our guest today on Pulse Agenda. He talked about the policies of the Democratic Party and his own. Until next time on Pulse Agenda, be sure to follow us on our Pulse News social media accounts.